I believe that the fires we're cast upon are the flames we shall become. I believe in a common calling where our temples pray as one. I believe in the word of wonder and a kingdom for the saved.
Morning. We're here with Parker Martin. He's the new USA light heavyweight champ and new IFBB Pro. And how does it feel to be a new IFBB Pro?
It's amazing. I don't think it's fully still sunk in yet, but I mean, I wake up every day and think about it on the way to the gym, just think about it. And it's probably the best feeling ever.
I just want to show some people, I'm going to share a screen. I want to show some people so they see what you look like, because it was pretty damn impressive. I pulled up your Instagram. Let's see. And let me pull up this one right here. Whoops. What happened? It went out of it. Let me pull you back up. So, am I seeing the same thing as you are?
Yeah. Right now I just see my Instagram.
Yeah, I know. I zoomed in on one particular picture that is showing the whole thing. I want to zoom in on this picture right here. Let's see. I'm not sure why it's not showing the whole thing. Anyways, that is a pretty impressive picture right there. And I'll scroll through a little of these. Your conditioning really stood out. Oh, you know what? Let me see. Search. Parker. Well, I don't know why I'm not seeing. I'm trying to zoom in on that one photo, but you can see right here the conditioning is off the charts. But anyways, let's get into it. So tell me, you're how old right now?
I just turned 25.
And what age did you start training with weights?
Probably about 16 years old is when I actually got into the gym. I was working out in my basement, and I got expelled from high school. And I used to wrestle in high school. And my sophomore year, I was like projected to win the state championship that year, and I ended up getting expelled. So that kind of like set a fire in my ass to, start lifting weights and stuff like that, because it kind of pissed me off. But so me and my brother would just go downstairs in the basement and start working out, and we'd go to the YMCA, and you know how it was when you first started lifting, you stay in the gym for like 4 or 5 hours, not knowing what you're doing. But yeah, I was about 16 years old.
And just curious, you got expelled for what?
Smoking weed.
You got expelled for that?
Yeah. And it wasn't even on school property either. The principal didn't like me and my brother, so he found a way to make it happen.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. You said that. So did you say before you started lifting weights, you were kind of getting in trouble and stuff?
Yeah. Yep.
Because I had a similar experience when I was like 12 years old. I started smoking pot,
Yeah.
and I was in a special ed class, and I met a kid in there who was like a little bodybuilder kid.
Yeah.
This kid was like also 12 years old, but the guy was buff, and he could curl an 80-pound dumbbell with one hand. He had like Arnold Schwarzenegger biceps at 12, and
Yeah.
he he was all into bodybuilding because his brother was a bodybuilder, and he got me to lifting weights, and I got him smoking pot. And after about a year, I decided I was more interested in bodybuilding than the weight the pot, and I decided the pot wasn't good for my weightlifting.
Yeah.
So I quit the pot and I went full on to bodybuilding. And he went the opposite direction. He quit the bodybuilding and went to straight drug addict.
Damn.
And I saw him on a bus. I think it was 3 or 4 years later. I was on a bus, and I probably was about, I don't know, 16, 17 at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Oh, you got big." And I'm like, "Yeah, what happened to you? You got so small."
Roles reversed.
So when you started lifting weights, did you get more focused and you know what you were doing?
Yeah, to a sense, really. I think that's kind of when I actually started to get a little bigger, obviously, but I didn't actually start bodybuilding lifting until 2018. And there's a huge difference, obviously, but
So you started at you said 16.
yeah,
So you've been lifting for what, 9 years,
yep.
and then you got serious about it about like what age?
Um, 18, about to turn 19, about 18, 19 years old.
So you've been seriously training for about 7 years.
Yeah.
And how many competitions have you done so far?
I've done 5 men's physique shows and 2 open bodybuilding shows. So 7.
And was this your first national level show, or you done previous?
This was my 4th national show.
Fourth national show.
Yeah, but it was my first one as an open bodybuilder.
So you were doing physique in the board shorts for.
Yep, yep.
And then what made you decide to go to open bodybuilding?
Every show that I've done in men's physique, Sandy, and mainly Sandy, she was the last person that kind of like made me switch over to open bodybuilding. But every time I competed in men's physique, every judge was always saying that I was too complete and just my quads were busting out of my board shorts. And have you ever thought about going to a different division and stuff like that? And I didn't really actually think about it because I kind of wanted to compete in men's physique. But as the time went on, my body started growing more and more and more. And I was just like, 2 years ago in 2023, I did USA's in men's physique, and I got 5th. And Sandy's feedback was, you got to switch to a different division. And classic, I would never be able to make my classic weight cap. So I just said, fuck it, I'll go to open bodybuilding.
How tall are you?
5'8".
And what did you compete at?
At USA's this time?
Yeah.
I was in, I think I weighed in at 196 and the weight cap was 198.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, open lightweight.
And no, that was
light heavyweight. Sorry.
Yeah, light heavyweight. And then you went to well, first of all, you carved up. I'm sorry, weigh-in was on Thursday morning.
Yeah.
So you had like almost 2 days to carb up.
Yes, which was actually amazing.
So what do you think you actually weighed on stage?
Around 200 because I weighed myself all majority of the time. I think I weighed in at 200 flat the day of the show.
So you were pretty much carving up but not gaining any weight.
Nope.
Was that intentional, or just your metabolism going so fast you're eating through everything?
Yeah, I was eating through it all. I think I ate 4,800 calories the day before the show. And I weighed the same going to bed as I did when I woke up that day. So
yeah, I had a guy also competing in light heavyweight, and his metabolism was going so fast. We started carving up Thursday morning, and I think he weighed in at like 193.
yeah.
And by nighttime, he was 201. And then the next morning he was back down. and then Friday we did it again, and it just every time he went to sleep, he just burned through those calories.
Yeah. Hey, it's a good thing around that time because you're so damn hungry, so I didn't mind it.
He ended up peaking pretty good. He just didn't have the size to compete with some of you guys.
Yeah.
But you were pretty shredded and thick on the stage, and you had tough competitors in your class.
Yes.
Really tough.
Yes. I definitely believe, and everybody too said that light heavyweight class at USA's was by far the best class in the whole show.
There was I think 27 competitors in your class.
Yeah, I think it was 20, 22, 24, 22 or 24.
I heard 27.
It might have been 27.
Yeah, because I had a guy in your weight division as well.
Yeah.
And the top 5 were really good.
Yes. Definitely.
Though there was one black guy there. I don't know who he is, but I don't know. I think he got maybe second or third to you. But
two of the black guys. I think his name is Nathan, and the other name is Corey. Nathan got second, and Corey got third. But yeah, they were some pretty tough people right there.
Yeah, he had crazy structure and big sweeping quads, tiny waist, big round arms.
Yes, their arms were fucking massive. At least 20 inches.
Yeah, they were big.
Yes.
Big. And you beat all those guys.
Yep.
And what was the feedback you got after that?
Tyler actually came up to me backstage when we were about to go on for the overall, and his feedback was basically just, he said I had a beautiful frame and that he would suggest a year and a half off and fill out my frame, and obviously my legs and just my whole entire body just kind of grow.
I was actually surprised when you got compared in the overall, and when we did the pool pictures the next day, you held your own next to the heavyweight and the super as far as like you didn't look small next to them.
Yeah, I actually looked at that too. That's why when we went to the overall and we were on stage, I was like, I just want to stand beside them and just give it my all. I just want to see, what it looks like for me compared to a super heavy and a heavyweight. So,
but I'm like, size wise, because you got really wide shoulders.
Yeah,
and your taper and everything. You looked like not smaller than them.
It's a good thing. I love that, actually.
I mean, Chris Massaro looked crazy.
Yes, he did.
And Chris Knox is huge too. So they're a bit thicker, but they outweighed you by, 20 and 30 pounds.
Yeah. And they're definitely older than me. I don't know how old they are, but I know they're definitely way older than me.
Yeah, I'm sure. So are you in the military?
Yes, I'm not in the military actively, but I was in the Marine Corps.
Oh, okay. And how long were you in there for?
5 years.
Okay. And then you got out recently, you think?
Yeah, 20 about 2020, end of 2022, 2023.
Okay. So what are you doing now as far as a day job?
Right now, so I kind of took a step back from all of this. So in my regional show, I I think I was a streamer on TikTok, and I streamed for probably a year, 2 years or so. And when I was in prep for my regional show, it was, I don't know, man, something switched with me, and my whole life felt like it took a 360 for the good. And I felt like streaming was kind of a distraction for me, especially when I was in prep. So I kind of took a step back from streaming and kind of just focused more on like being a coach. So that's what I do now. I'm an online coach.
So you're full-time prep coach.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, that's pretty impressive. At your age already being able to do that and make a living at it.
Yes. Yes. Very grateful.
And do you think the streaming on TikTok helped that?
To a sense, yeah. I have a little bit of a different audience on TikTok. I mean, there's definitely, competitors and lifestyle people out there that are looking for coaches on TikTok from my TikTok, but it's a weird audience on TikTok. It's different. So I won't say some people came from TikTok, but not all of them.
So where did you get most of your clients?
Word of mouth, Instagram mainly.
And you live I know you're in the central, right?
Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Yeah.
Okay. So it's full-time bodybuilding for you.
Yes. Yes.
So let's step back and so your training, when you first started training, like how was it? What kind of training did you do? Where did you learn it from? Did you have any people that inspired you, coached you?
The one person that inspired me and still inspires me to this day was Brett Wilkin. I love the way he fucking trains. I just love it. But my training solely came from obviously my coach, but my coach, I wanted to basically progress my training. So I ended up hiring Mike Nassif as my training coach. And ever since I hired him as my training coach, things just took off. I want to touch on that too, because we were kind of talking about this. When I hired Mike Nassif as my training coach, about a year and a half ago, it was right after I competed at USA's in 2023. I weighed in men's physique at USA's in 2023 at 194. And this year I weighed in at 196. So I think that's fucking crazy, because I was peeled, in 2023 at USA's, and it's just, you got to see the difference in like how much muscle I put on from 2023 to now. And
but the weight was almost the same.
Yeah.
Interesting how you can transform but not actually gain weight.
I know. It was crazy to me. It's pretty crazy.
So you think your waist just got smaller and everything else got bigger?
Yeah, either something happened. I don't know what happened. I mean, that we were talking about it, and maybe it could have been like, how my muscle, kind of diversified over, my body, and you know what I mean? But I don't know.
So when you were initially training in men's physique, did you train your legs like the same way?
Yes. That was the main reason that I wanted to kind of get out of men's physique too. Like I said, I took what Sandy said with a grain of salt, and I was like, you know what, she's right. And men's physique added that weight cap and stuff like that, and I was like, I'm not doing that. Like, I love fucking training. I train hard as fuck, and I don't want to give up training just to compete in men's physique. I want to see my full potential.
Yeah, you want to grow.
Yeah.
So did you do like heavy leg training from the get-go?
Yes.
So that's in men's physique that it's almost deterrence because you got all the weight in your legs, but you're covering them up.
Yes.
And you couldn't make the weight for classic.
Nope. I think my weight cap for classic is 187. I think it was 187, and there was just no way I could do that. I'd be muscle at that point. So.
You're already peeled. You'd have to drop, 15 pounds of muscle to do that.
Yes.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that either.
Mm.
So what is your philosophy on training? Everybody has different things going around. We have everything from high intensity, low volume, reps in reserve, high volume. What is yours? How did it start and where is it now?
It started, I will say, I think it started with more low volume training, but me training personally, like when I say I train hard. Like I don't want to, I had to get to this point where obviously your mind over muscle or mind over matter, whatever, your mind gives out before your body does. So if you can train your mind to not give out, then you have 3-4 more reps than you actually think you do. And as soon as I got to that point where I knew I could do that and I trained my mind to do that, I think that's when I actually started, loving the whole new training style, and my body started progressing even more and more and more. But about a year and a half ago, my training kind of switched to more high volume, and I actually love high volume more than anything, honestly. And now where I'm at now is probably, I haven't gotten my new training split yet, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be more high volume also, but it's going to be more focused on, arms, specifically arms and legs. But yeah, I don't.
So what do you consider high volume?
I have 7 to 8 different. So if I have an upper day, probably I'll have 7 to 8 different workouts that day. And my sets will probably range from 2 to 3 top sets, usually ranging from 10 to 12, 10 to 15, usually.
So 7 different exercises, you're saying?
Yeah, about 7 or 8.
And when you say an upper body day, what does that include?
If it's an upper body day, mainly because I used to have 2 upper body days a week. One upper body day would be solely focused on chest, and the other upper body day would be solely focused on back. So it'd be, if it was a upper body A, it would be probably 4 different chest workouts, and upper body B would probably be about the same, 5 different back workouts.
So 5 different exercises.
Yeah.
And you said like 3 to 4 sets per exercise?
Yep.
Is that including warm-ups?
Nope, that's not including warm-ups.
So 3 to 4 all-out sets.
Yep. And usually I always take my first set always as my warm-up set, obviously, but as you get in deeper in training, so I start off with, I don't know, a pec deck or something. I'll use that as kind of like my mobility stretching for, just to get everything warmed up and stuff like that. That way, when I move into my next workout, that I don't really need that warm up set. I'm already warm. So I kind of just jump straight into it and get like that little feeler set. Mm-hmm. And then I'll just jump straight into my top sets.
And when you're doing that high volume, do you go to failure or do you?
Yes, every set.
And do you do intensifiers or just go straight to failure? Positive.
It depends. I had intensifiers. Probably. Honestly, it just depends on what type of phase you're in on, too, obviously. But I have intensifiers in. I will have intensifiers in again for this split coming up. But when I was in prep, I never had an intensifier. I just had straight straight working sets.
So it's straight sets to failure.
Yep.
And on those straight sets, you go to complete failure, like last reps of the last one you could do.
Yep.
And then you do like 3 or 4 sets of that.
Yep. Usually 3.
So that's 3 sets times what you said, 4 or 5 exercises.
Yep.
So you got about 15 sets.
Yep.
That's a good amount of volume, but it's not like crazy high volume.
No, not at all. That's what I said too. Also, it just really depends on what type of phase you're in too, because that training split that I had, high volume training split that I had during this prep, I had to pull that shit back. Probably 4 weeks out, I had to pull my volume back just because, cutting all this fucking weight and the food drop and the cardio and stuff like that. I was very, very, very fatigued from training, and it was like every time I step in the gym and I look at my training split, and I'm like, "Fuck, dude! I don't know how I'm gonna get through this shit." So once I pulled some of that back, it was like I dropped so much fatigue from that.
Yeah, and so when you are doing that, mainly off season, you're doing even more volume, and then prep, you kind of lowered it.
Yes.
And how many days a week are you training?
5.
And each body part, how many times a week?
I had legs twice a week, upper body twice a week, and then I had an arm day.
Okay, so you're doing, when you say upper body, are you doing back one day, chest another day, or are you doing back twice and chest twice?
Pretty much back and chest twice, but like I said, it'll be more focused on chest one upper body day, more focused back the other day. But
so how does your split break down?
I can show you. Let me see. Let me pull it up real quick. So it's basically Monday would be my lower day. Tuesday would be my upper A day. Wednesday would be my rest day. Thursday would be arms and delts. And Thursday would be lower. Friday would be upper. Sorry, I said that backwards, but upper B. So lower, upper, arms, delts, lower, upper.
Okay, so you have like Monday is what? Chest?
Monday's legs.
Monday's legs.
Yeah.
And then Tuesday is
upper.
Which would be chest and back in the same day, or just one of them?
Chest and back in the same day.
Okay, so you're training chest and back all together.
Yes.
Do you superset them, or you do one after the other?
One after the other.
So how long is that workout?
I say I'll probably max 2 hours.
So you're moving pretty quick.
Yeah.
Between sets.
Yeah, to a sense. I usually just, obviously I let my heart rate come down in between sets, but yeah.
I mean, I train back by itself, and that takes me 2 hours.
Yeah.
And I'm more on the high intensity, like lower set end.
Yeah.
For me to do back and chest in the same day, Jesus, that would take a while.
Yeah. So like
that's a lot of work in one day.
Yeah, it is. My upper A day it looks like this: single arm lat pull down, single arm lat row, chest supported upper back row, bilateral lat row, incline machine press, low incline Smith press, pec deck superset with reverse pec deck, machine lateral raise, single arm crossbody tricep extension, and single arm machine preacher curl. And all of those are 2 to 3 working sets, mainly 3 working sets.
Okay, so you got some shoulders and arms stuck in there too.
Yeah.
So just now you said that that was what, 2 exercises for back?
4.
4.
Yeah.
Okay. And then how many chest exercises?
3 incline machine press, low incline press, and peg deck.
Okay, so that's not crazy volume, because if you're doing 3 sets for chest on each exercise and 3 exercises, that's like 9 sets total.
Yeah.
Okay, because the way you made it sounded like 15 sets for chest.
No. Well, the whole thing, upper body in general, yeah. But if we're talking about just chest and we're digesting just the chest, yeah, it's only 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 working sets for chest and 12 working sets for back.
So that could be confusing, because the way you initially explained it, it sounded like you were doing 15 sets for chest and 15 sets for back.
Well, hey, whatever works.
No, I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm just saying it
just sounds
in my mind, when I heard you say it, I'm like, that would take me 3.5 hours to do that workout.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you do it. So that's Tuesdays at upper body, and then Wednesdays off.
Yep. Wednesdays off.
And then Thursday is
arms and delts.
Okay. And like, how many exercises and sets do you do for those body parts?
Arms and delts, I have dumbbell lateral raise, machine lateral raise, rear delt row, rear delt cable fly, low cable curl superset with crossbody tricep extension, incline cable curl superset with overhead rope extension, cable rope hammer curl, and then close grip Smith press. So 10 different exercises right there with 3 working sets for all of them.
Okay. So that's about normal.
Yeah.
And then you have Friday as what?
Friday's lower.
So you're doing legs again.
Yep.
And on both of your legs day, are you doing like heavy compounds, or you switch it up?
My first leg day is more of no, they're about the same. I have two heavy compounds on the first leg day, and two heavy compounds on the second leg day.
So like what would be your heavy compounds?
Hack squat, single leg press, leg press, and then pendulum squat.
Okay. So no regular straight out barbell squats.
No, I can't do that.
Because you just don't like it, or injury or something?
No, it just, my lower back gets so fucking pumped up that it just fucking hurts. So I try to just stay away from, barbell squats.
Okay. Did you ever do them in the past?
Nope.
So you've been machined straight out on your legs the whole time?
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep.
And I actually would do I train a lot heavier, but I initially, when I started training a long time ago, I would squat every week. And then as I got bigger and stronger, my lower back couldn't take it that much, along with deadlifting as well. So I switched it. Like 1 week I would do barbell squats, and the next week I'd do hacks, just to give my lower back a break. And I still do that to this day, because I can handle the barbell squats, but not every single week.
Yes. See, and that's kind of the same with me too. Like if I go, say I jump into my leg day on Monday, and like I said, I train hard as fuck, and I get to my compound movement, which is a pendulum squat. I'm doing 7 plates on a pendulum squat for 12 to 15, and that's 2 sets. And then you jump into a leg press, which leg press, I'm doing a Cybex leg press, and usually I could probably think at that time I was doing 12, 13 plates on each side for 14, 15 reps, and that's 2 sets of that too. So it's like my knees at that point, like at the end of the day, are starting to get a little aggravated. And so I switch it up and kind of like, well, it also depends, because if I go from that leg day to my other leg day on Thursday, that it just depends on how I feel, obviously. But if I go into my second leg day and my knees are hurting somewhat, I kind of like take it a little bit smarter, as you would say, I guess, as like tempo wise, or
Mhm.
band it or something like that. Because it's like I push heavy fucking weight to be 25 years old, and it's like you got to start thinking my body probably, it needs my ligaments and my tendons and stuff like that, they need to start catching up with how strong I actually am. So that's, sometimes it scares me, sometimes it doesn't, but that's why I kind of like take a different approach on my training now, with more tempo, better tempo, and start banding all my workouts too.
So I was going to say, like, so you do heavy legs on a Monday, and then you're doing them again on what, Friday?
Yes. Yep.
And are you? How's your recovery between? Because I know when I train legs, my legs are destroyed,
Yeah.
and like I don't think I could train legs heavy again in 3 days later.
Yeah. My recovery is actually pretty, pretty good, honestly. Like I said, some weeks my recovery probably isn't there really, so I kind of slow it down a little bit and take things, the weight a little bit less on that leg day, and
Mhm.
then by next week, I'll feel better and start hammering it down, and then that week it'll probably be the same way, and just like a little ongoing process. But ever since I kind of switched up my training though, with tempo and banding stuff, and I started doing more single leg stuff before I would do a compound of like a hack squat or something, it
Mhm.
definitely helps my knees out a lot.
Do you ever wrap your knees when you're training legs?
Yes.
Yeah, I wrap, like I've been rapping from, I don't know, since I was a teenager, a long time ago, and I swear by it, because
Yes.
if I did not wrap my knees would be, they're already like, after 40 years of banging them, they get
Yes.
sore from time to time, but without wraps I'd be destroyed. My knees would be destroyed.
Yes, they would.
So especially with that volume, that's just a lot of wear and tear.
Yeah, it is.
But
But
it's obviously it's working for you.
yeah, I love it, and I have one goal in my mind, so can't
So
leave.
how's your nutrition off season? Like how many calories are you eating? How much protein?
Last off season, I can't really say now, but last off season, I think I only got up to like 4,500 calories. So
Mhm.
not much at all, but I mean, I didn't really need that much, honestly, but
Is that clean food or just whatever?
clean, clean food. And I think I had a cheat meal in there every week, but I think I ended up taking it out just because I didn't want to fuck my stomach up and mess up my digestion and stuff like that. But if I did have a cheat meal, I would keep it the same cheat meal every week, just because I know it wouldn't fuck my stomach up.
Right.
But
So
go ahead.
4,500 calories in the off season, and how many grams of protein you think you're getting a day?
Uh, about about 200 grams of protein a day.
So about a gram per pound of body weight.
Yeah, I think now. Let me check now. Um, yeah, well, now I'm at 260, but I'm also in a rebound phase right now, so I'm only at 2,900 calories, 260 grams of protein, 300 grams of carbs, and 66 grams of fat. So
So are you trying to put on size right now?
yeah, my rebound's going pretty good right now. Honestly, I'm only up 4 pounds from stage weight, so
Yeah.
and I'm
So
still
are you trying to stay fairly lean when you're doing this rebound?
yes, yes,
That makes sense.
Yep.
I would. So you didn't blow up after the show?
No, I can't. I don't want to do that shit.
Yeah, a lot of people do. They'll
Yeah.
put on 20 pounds in
Yeah.
3 days after a show.
Yeah. And I, you know, I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm perfect either, because, you know, every show that I've done, did I follow my rebound to a T? No, but I mean, I mean, whatever. But this go round, it's a little bit different for me. I want to follow this one to a T. I know the first 4 weeks after post show is, you know, pretty tough, but right now it's not tough at all. I'm just focused on nailing every variable, just like I was in prep.
So do you stay pretty lean all year long?
Yes.
Yeah, it seems like you got that type of metabolism. Plus, with the amount of work that you're doing,
Yeah.
you're just
Yeah.
burning through a lot of calories.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same way. Like I'll burn through calories like no end.
Yeah. And honestly, I love it too, because I mean, I don't know what it would feel like if I didn't burn through all those calories. Your metabolism was, you know, fucked up and stuff like that. But honestly, I'm grateful for that, because, you know, it helps me out in the long run. So
Well, it's kind of a double-edged sword. The good part is you stay lean all the time, like I did.
yeah,
The hard thing is gaining weight
yeah,
because you got to eat just to try to gain weight.
yes, yes.
Yeah, I've never had a problem being shredded. It's always
Hmm.
gaining weight. I just force feed myself.
Yeah. And see, and when I was eating 4,500 calories last off season, it was like, you know, 4,500 calories was, it was kind of a lot for me, honestly. Like, could I eat a little bit more? Probably, but, you know, eating the same food, clean food, 4,500 calories every single day, obviously, you know, that shit gets fucking tiring. But my weight was perfect. Like, it was going up. I think my highest weight I got last in off season was 230. And
Mhm.
then I cut back down for, you know, this prep, the regional show, and then this show, national show.
Well, that seems about right. Going to 230 down to light heavyweight
Yeah.
because probably got 20 of those pounds is just water.
Yep. Yep. I weighed in at my regional show at 213, 213, 214.
Unless you were a heavyweight.
Yeah. I competed in heavies.
So, what made you drop down to light heavyweight for the USA's?
I just knew that my conditioning for my regional show it was good. Obviously, you know, you're going into a national show, you want to fucking be as conditioned as possible, just because, you know, obviously it's a national show, you don't know who's going to be there and stuff like that. But we also knew that, you know, I had a lot more to take off of me, so we just ran it down. And, you know, that was my coach's perspective, so I give him props for that one, obviously. But he made that
Well,
decision.
you look peeled in your regional show.
Yeah, that was yeah.
So, do you think you dropped muscle to get down to that weight?
Yeah, maybe a little bit, maybe a pound, maybe. I don't know. I definitely do think I lost a little bit of size in my back compared to the regional show, but I mean, at that point, you got to do what you got to do. So
Right. So, with all of this, you're training a lot. I mean, volume wise is pretty high. Training body parts twice a week. Your nutrition is on point. Um, and where do the PEDs come in, or how do you cycle them in, or what is your philosophy on that?
so I don't really talk about PEDs as much, just because I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I just let my coach handle that, and I'll tell you, you know, everything about that. But as of like now in the rebound phase, this is the first time I ever blasted through a rebound phase. Um, but I can kind of touch on that right now, actually. Right now, I'm running for 12 weeks, 700 tests, 525 mass, and 150 trend. And then after 4 weeks of being on trend, I'll switch over to 300 MPP with 10 IUs of GH a day.
So that's not super high, but I mean, the GH is pretty high.
Yeah, GH is pretty high.
So do you think that higher GH helps your recovery?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah,
Definitely.
You're putting a lot of work.
Yes.
I wonder if the GH also makes you stay a lot leaner all the time.
Yeah, that, and also I think that's kind of why he wanted to add in the 150 trend, just to kind of stay pretty lean throughout this rebound, just to help me stay lean throughout this rebound, plus the GH. But yeah.
And during your prep, what did it look like?
During my prep, it wasn't that. During my prep, it wasn't much at all, honestly. It got up to 700 test, 840 mass, 140 trend, and then it dropped back down a little bit to 500 test, 1,000 mass, and then 140 trend. But orals were, 50 Winnie, 50 Proviron, 25 Anadrol on high days, and then 4 units of 4 IUs of GH. So we didn't need drugs as much, honestly.
And how long of a prep did you do?
We did a bridge phase in between the regional show and the national show, but if you want to count that in, I was probably in prep for over 20, 23, 24 weeks. But we obviously did a bridge phase in between that. But I started prep for nationals I think I did 9-week prep, and then regional show was 8-week prep.
So, and then the USA's?
Yeah, USA's was about a 9-week prep, but I took what's the time difference? I got to look back at the time difference, but maybe 4 to 6 weeks, that bridge gap between regionals and USA's.
So how many times did you compete last year?
Last year I didn't compete any. Last time I competed was in 2023.
23. Okay.
Yeah. So
you took a time off to grow.
Yeah.
Okay. So so you didn't have to do a qualifier before the USA's?
I did. That was the regional show I just did.
Okay. So you did that regional show and then the USA's.
Yeah. So I prepped for that regional show for 8 weeks. And then I took that bridge gap in between and started prep again at 9 weeks out for USA's.
And how long was the bridge gap?
I think it was like 4 to 6 weeks, maybe.
Okay. Just to give your body a little break?
Yeah, kind of feed me up a little bit, but not too much, and kind of pull drugs down a little bit just to get my health back.
That makes sense. So that sounds like a pretty solid program. Now, question for you. You're obviously putting in a lot of work and your nutrition is on point and you use whatever not crazy PDs, but enough to recover from that training that you're doing.
Yeah.
When you're working with a client, do you have them doing like that same kind of volume that you do, or does it vary?
It varies. It honestly just depends on who they are as a person, what their lab work looks like, what division they're competing in, just them in general. It just depends on who they are.
Because I can imagine a lot of people would not be able to handle the workload that you are handling.
No.
Like I could see like most people would have a difficult time, recovering from that much training.
Yeah.
Even if their nutrition's on point and PEDs, they'd still have a problem recovering from that much training. You're obviously able to do it because, well, you're young and you've adapted to it.
Yeah. That's what I say. It would just depend on who they are and what their goal looks like and stuff like that. But and obviously how their recovery is. But that's why I go based off of who they are, their feedback, all the questions that I give them, stuff like that. So
Right. So if you're taking a new person from scratch and they have like little or very little training, like how would you start them out?
honestly, well, again, depends on what they want to compete in. But I don't know. Say somebody wants to compete in men's physique. Obviously, their training is going to be. Obviously, I'll give them like one leg day a week, but their training is just going to be solely focused on upper body. But volume wise, I would always start everybody off low volume, see how they progress, how their recovery is, stuff like that. And then maybe add in intensifiers here and there, or even up the volume. Just depends on how much they can actually take.
Right. Kind of feel them out, see how they can do it.
Yeah. And it's very, very important too, because you have to go off of them. That's why I give them questions every week and stuff like that. I need them to actually give me honest feedback on how they feel. And, so
as a prep coach, do you train a lot of more physique guys or more bodybuilders or?
Honestly, so I don't have any. I have two competitors right now, but most of my clients are lifestyle.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
just like regular training clients.
Yeah, but I do want to start picking up more competitors. Obviously, in the future, we have some things in the work right now. So I'm an assistant coach for Limitless Coaching, Limitless Pursuit Coaching, up under my coach Taylor Moore, which he's my best friend also. So he owns the team. I'm an assistant coach as well as a girl named Lauren and another guy named Jarrett, and that's pretty much our Limitless Pursuit coaching team. But we have some things in the work where we're joining another coaching business, another coaching team. So I don't want to give that out yet, but hopefully things will start making a good turnaround. In the next couple of months, I want to start picking up more competitors and stuff.
So is most of your coaching done online, or you're doing like in-person personal training as well?
No, if it comes to it, like obviously if I'm in the area, maybe, or if there's somebody here that lives in the vicinity that wants me as the coach and they want to do in person here and there, obviously I'm going to charge more for in person, but I mainly just do online.
So that keeps you pretty busy.
Yeah, it does. That keeps me busy. And obviously social media, I try to stay on top of my social media content. I am getting back. Obviously, I told you I took a step back from TikTok, but I am starting to get back to TikTok because it's a very, very, very good avenue for everything, honestly, but coaching as well.
So do you have any sponsors currently?
Yeah, I am sponsored by Evogen, and I have this one's in the works. I don't know yet, but there's a supplement, a health supplement company that I think I'm gonna get sponsored by, but I won't know until about a month or two from now. And then I am sponsored by Jet North.
So Evogen's a pretty big sponsor right there.
Yes.
How long have you been with them?
I just picked them up actually. Let's see, January, February, March, April. April 27th, I think I got with them. So 4 months now.
So how did you hook that up?
They hit me up on Instagram, but I have I know a buddy that is sponsored by them also, and he kind of just tags them all the time. And I actually reached out to Evogen, and they reached back out to me and they loved me and saw the vision and stuff like that. And I was like, damn, I did not think this was going to happen at all. So
do you actually work with like Haney Roundabout at all?
I don't work with him, but we have calls every week here and there. But I did. So that buddy, do you hear that dinging?
Yeah, and I don't know what it is.
I'm sorry. I don't know why. I don't know how to turn that off right now. Sorry. The people are blowing me up right now. But the guy that is my buddy that is sponsored by Evogen, before I got on the team, he had reached out and he sent a picture of one of my stage pictures. And it might have been the one at the regional show that was you pulled up on my Instagram. He showed Hani the picture and he showed me the text back where he was like, wow, this guy looks amazing. And it went on from there. So I was like, damn, that's pretty cool. But
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I do want to I have a trip planned to go train at Evogen next month. So that'll be pretty cool too. I kind of want to see if I can work in with Hani maybe one day.
So you're going to go down to Florida, see him?
Texas.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He moved to Texas.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
I don't know why I was thinking Florida.
Yeah. So I'll go down there and hopefully I get to train with him. If not, it's perfectly fine with me. But as long as I get to train at Evogen's gym. And then I'll probably go down there and train at Destination Dallas with Jordan Hutchison too. So that'll be pretty dope.
Well, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Which I'll say this too. I don't give a fuck. You know, it doesn't really happen to a lot of people, especially me. I'm 25 years old and I just got my pro card. So I feel like that opened up a lot of doors. But after prejudging at USA's, Derek Lunsford followed me on Instagram and then hit me up. And basically he wanted me to come down to Tampa with Chris and with Chris. And you saw where Chris worked out, trained at his gym and stuff like that. So I was like, I wanted to go, but honestly, it's just like I spent like too much fucking money in Vegas that I gotta relax a little bit and get my shit situated. And
was he paying for it, or you had to?
He wasn't paying for it, but everybody went down there. You know, all of my best friends went down there, so I was definitely thinking about it, but it'll come. So
yeah, I actually I was talking to Chris Massaro right after the show, and I talked to Chris Knox, and he said he wasn't going to go because he had other commitments back in Hawaii.
Yeah.
And I said to Massaro, I said, well, Chris Knox is not going. Why don't you go?
Yeah.
And next day he talked to Derek, and he was on the plane.
Yep. That's pretty dope for him too. Like I was rooting Chris on the whole time. I was like, damn, bro, that shit's pretty dope to go down there and train at Derek's gym and just be surrounded by him, see him and stuff like that. But
not only that, I mean, just coming off your win at the USA and then going straight there, training there, jumping into your first pro show. That's huge.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, he's got to be on cloud 9 right now.
I know. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I know financially, like these things can get expensive, but that would have been a hard thing to pass up.
It definitely was. It was a last minute decision too, and it's like my girlfriend, she has kids, and it's just a lot to it. And then I got these two things that they ain't worth the shit right now, but you just got to deal with them. And we had people watching the dogs, and it was just we were paying them and. Yeah,
competing is expensive.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, people don't realize like between food, gear, then hotel, travel, entry fees. It costs a bit of money to do that.
Yeah, it does. And I was just on a podcast with Nick Justice and Taylor Moore. I don't know if you've seen it, and we were talking about the muscle contest show from USA's, and like they were talking about how expensive it was to go to muscle contest, how expensive it was for the backstage pass and just to be in the show, and the pro cards that they handed out and the t-shirts that they didn't give us and stuff like that. So you'd have to go back and watch the podcast, but we recently just talked about all that actually.
Yeah, the backstage pass, coach pass was $610.
Yes.
Yeah,
And the crazy thing too is even if you were a pro, you would still have to purchase a NPC card on top of the backstage pass. So I mean, you're paying
that's just nuts.
Yeah,
that's just a money grab.
Yeah, and and I had somebody comment on the Instagram post that we made on the podcast, kind of threw some shots at me as they were like, oh, you just achieved your pro card and then you immediately hop on Instagram and start talking shit and saying that it was unprofessional and it's probably just my age and stuff like that. And it kind of touched me a little bit, honestly, and it kind of pissed me off because like that wasn't the whole point of the podcast. The whole point of the podcast and us talking about the muscle contest was how expensive it was and how shitty it was ran in a sense, because it was, I went backstage, when you walk in the, where the stage was in the venue, all the competitors had to walk to the left. Well, my girlfriend and my coach, and then, my best friends, other coaches and stuff like that, they were all there supporting me. They were sitting in the VIP section. Well, when I go past, I tried to go in the VIP section so I could tell my girlfriend that I loved her and, dap my coach up and, whatever, right before I get on stage. And they wouldn't let me through. And I was like, bro, I'm a competitor. I don't need to buy a fucking VIP badge or a wristband that goes to say I love you to my girlfriend. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that kind of pissed me off too. But the comment that was made on Instagram kind of pissed me off more because, like I said, that wasn't the whole point of the podcast. The point was, bodybuilding as a sport, it throws people off and doesn't make them want to compete because of how much money you have to give out. You know what I mean? So like, there's a lot of people in this world that want to compete and they can't. So,
well, I can tell you that I felt that the show was actually run really well. And what I mean by that is they started on time.
Yeah.
They went through it pretty quickly. I mean, I've been to a lot of national shows. I had competitors competing throughout the years. And like 2022, we were in Florida during COVID for nationals. And I had a heavyweight competing. We went backstage at 4:00 in the afternoon. He didn't go on stage till midnight.
See, I know what you're talking about too, because I was at a national show. I think it was my very first national show actually, and when they had nationals in Orlando, and it was just like that. Like open bodybuilding didn't go on stage till fucking 9 p.m., 8 p.m., and I'm like, holy fuck. So I completely understand that part, but
yeah, it was crazy because we were back there for 6 hours. There wasn't a chair to sit in.
Yeah.
People are laying on the floor. And I keep asking the expediters, like, what's going on, trying to figure out, when he's going on. They didn't even know. So meanwhile, it's like, do we eat? Do we not eat?
Yeah. That's tough. Yeah. That's tough.
But at this show, I mean, it started at 9. They started right on time.
Yeah. See how that was and everything like that, and timelines and their time management. Yeah, it was perfect. It was good. It was great. The show ran smooth and stuff like that. But it was just the things that they were doing in the show.
Well, I can tell you right now, I was not going to pay $610 plus an NPC card to go backstage.
No.
I didn't really need to go. He was going on at 9 anyways. What do I need to go back there for?
Yeah, that is true. When he can just walk out in the lobby and you can go out there too. So,
well, I looked at him before he went back there. We were starting at 9.
Yeah.
and they started right on time. So there was like not really any reason for me to pay $800 to be back there.
Yeah, that is true. Very true.
But I did spend, for me and my girlfriend, $600 on just tickets
Yeah.
to sit in the VIP section.
Yeah. My coach on the podcast, my coach said that he bought his ticket, his girlfriend's ticket, and Brandon's ticket, and it was $1,236. So I was like, fuck, dude.
Yeah, on top of hotel, travel.
Yep.
It's a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I spent $1,500, which best Airbnb I've ever stayed in probably my entire life, especially in Vegas. And I spent $1,500 on the Airbnb. I spent $400 or $300 on a rental car. So I was like, I mean, you got to do what you got to do, but money wise, that was the best $1,500 I ever spent for 5 nights. I mean, that was easy, but it was just a show. But yeah, I mean, traveling too, flight tickets, all that shit. I mean,
bodybuilding. That the one right next to the venue, that there's I forgot the name of it, but it was right next to the venue. I got was 5 nights, 5 days, 5 nights, or 4 nights, 5 days. I think it was $785. And there was a nice suite, literally right next door to the venue, the one right there.
Yeah. See, I was gonna stay in the hotel, in the venue hotel, but I don't want to. I like to be alone, kind of like, you know what I mean, like in my own little bubble. The Airbnb had an oven, everything you can cook.
Oh no, the one I was in had a full-on kitchen and everything.
Oh, it did? Damn.
Full kitchen. Yeah. Who else stayed there was David. Stayed there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in the same building as I was. They had full-on kitchens. Yeah, nice setup.
Shit.
And I paid it. I think it was like $785 for 5 days.
Damn,
that was pretty good.
That is good.
And it's a nice place too. I would consider going back there again.
Yeah.
I'm going to Olympia, but I already got rooms booked at the Hilton.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about yesterday. Actually, I don't know. I want to go to the Olympia, but we got to figure some stuff out, because I definitely want to go this year. So I want to find another good place to stay and figure that out.
The VIP tickets, they're sold out. I think they sold out the first week.
I know. I seen that last night, actually.
Yeah, I bought 3 of them like right immediately, because they always sell out quick.
Yeah, they do. They do.
So we've gone for about an hour and a half, and pretty good information.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything you want to add to this, or anybody you want to recognize, promote? Any shout outs you want to give?
I don't know. I'll just give a bunch of shout outs to the, who was all there for me throughout this journey. Obviously Taylor Moore, a little backstory of Taylor Moore.
One thing I forgot. What is your plans next?
Probably it's going to be take a year and a half off, but honestly, it just depends on my body and how well I progress, obviously, but probably take a year and a half off, and then jump in straight into a pro show, see how I do. But I'm the type of person that doesn't now, especially, I want to make my pro debut good. I want to win my pro debut. That's the whole goal, obviously, and I'm going to make that happen. So I got to do whatever it takes to, get in that position. So I'll probably take a year and a half off, grow, and jump straight into it. I don't know if he's freaking out.
What is that?
It's my dog's snorting over here.
Oh, yeah, I got one snoring behind me as well.
Macho.
Yeah, you're gonna have to pack on some size. I mean, those guys at Tampa there were some freaks in there.
They were huge. I was looking at 212 too, and I'm like, God damn.
That Joe Palacio guy, I mean, that guy is a monster.
Yes. Yes. There was I mean, they were pretty good, and I can't wait to see the Texas Pro this weekend too. Honestly, so I'm looking
Yeah,
forward.
it's gonna be I think it's gonna be the same lineup or similar.
Yeah,
I would
yeah,
imagine because
yeah,
Brendan Hutchinson's going there as well.
yep,
I would imagine the other guys that are at least placed well are going to go there also.
yep. I
So
I haven't seen I don't know, is Quentin Beastwood, is he doing Texas Pro? Do you know?
I don't know. I tried to look up, who's doing it, and I haven't seen a list come out yet.
I haven't either. I just know I know Jordan's doing it just because he posted it earlier. But well, see
Well,
what
he
this.
said right after the show that he was going to. His
Yeah,
plan all along was to go to Texas, and he's still going.
yeah, I'm doing both of them.
So he's obviously the favorite to win because he just won,
They just won. Yep,
and he's probably going against the same group of guys.
yep.
So
We'll see.
things could change, but if everybody comes in on point, he's
Yeah,
probably going to win again.
yeah. I know,
But
which would be great for him.
the top five were just crazy
Yeah,
monsters.
it was.
So
Yep.
yeah, I mean Chris Massaro, he's big and really conditioned, and he looked great. But
He did. He looked a hell of a lot better too at Tampa.
well,
Hell,
he dieted down from 237 to 225 just to compete in the heavyweight. He was already in condition at 237.
mm-hmm.
So I think he just let himself fill out more for Tampa.
Yeah, dry out more. Pick up. He picked up a lot more detail too.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I think they just wanted to be more conditioned, but
Yeah.
he looked already conditioned at 237.
Mm-hmm.
He could have easily competed in the supers.
Yeah.
Because he's a big dude.
Yeah, he is. He is.
But some of those pros, they're on another level. I was really impressed with that Joe Palacio guy because this is only his fourth show ever.
Yeah.
That dude was
like
250 on stage condition.
Yeah. He looked good.
Yeah. All of them look good. Yeah, everybody looked good. So it's getting tougher. I was surprised that the new guys overcame De La Rosa and some of the guys that have been around for a while.
Yeah.
So the sport is definitely growing. I can say that this USA's that you competed in, that's got to be the most stacked lineup I've seen at a national show in quite a while.
Yeah.
I mean, you had 25 plus competitors in every division from the middleweight up to through the heavyweight.
Yeah.
And there was a good amount of supers in there as well.
Yeah, it was. I was very, very, very shocked too at light heavyweights because I mean, from top to bottom, it was a fucking stacked lineup. So.
Oh yeah, it was a tough show, and you beat some really good competitors in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one black guy. I mean, he looked wild.
Yeah.
Just the shape, you know.
Yeah.
But you had the conditioning and a little bit of width on him.
Yeah.
So obviously the judges put you over the top. So you beat a lot of really good guys in there.
Yeah. Super great.
Yeah. So now just got to put on that size to get into the pro league.
Yep. And that is exactly what I'm gonna do. That's why I'm taking everything to a T right now.
As you should. And you're young enough, you can do it.
Yep.
All right. Well, again, any other people you want to promote? Where can people reach you for coaching or whatever they want to get in contact with you?
Yeah. So if anybody is looking for coaching, obviously you can go to my Instagram. It's Parker Martin, 3 N's at the end, obviously, and you can just click the link in my bio, and it'll send me a notification automatically, and I can get back in touch with you. And yeah, I just want to shout out everybody that supported me throughout this whole journey because it was a long, tough journey with a lot of trials and tribulations and stuff like that. Jesus Christ.
Well, I look forward to following your career, and I'm sure it's going to be spectacular once everything comes together.
Yeah.
and we'll keep in touch and let me know how your progress is going when you're going to compete next.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. I will.
Awesome. I appreciate you coming on.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Everybody don't forget to like, subscribe for more content. If you have questions, leave them in the comments, and we'll try to answer those questions for you guys. That's a wrap.
I believe that the fires were cast upon, on the flames we shall become. I believe in a common cause.